Good morning and welcome to another day of Google Stratsticles. I'm here with your host, a wizard from the future. I am in fact a hologram. Nobody can see me, except inside of this special camera I've invented, which requires neutrinos made out of photons, straight out of a particle accelerator I built in my basement. That's right, I'm Super Sticky Silly Steve, here from another episode of Candy for Robots. Today I'll be talking about driving, a necessary ingredient in acquiring candy for robots. Today in 2017, you cannot just make candy out of a matter replicator. Unfortunately, that feature has not been invented in 3D printers, so I am required to purchase the ingredients for robot candy at a store. Now, stores require money, and money is something you can only acquire with a keen eye for detail. Money usually you're required to work for, but I have actually come from the future, so it would be really silly for me to actually work. So I'm afraid that the money that I have is probably not real. I probably printed it on a printer. I do know that that is illegal, folks, so I would not recommend doing that. It will likely land you in trouble if you are from 2017, which I should repeat, I am from 2123. A very funny year, about 5 years after time travel was invented, relatively new invention, but within 5 years, the whole time continuum had changed, and it was only lucky through a government-sponsored art grant I was able to make this documentary. It was not, in fact, something that I received a lot of money for. Unfortunately, future money is nothing like past money. Future money you actually just use for extra compute cycles, and I use that money to power my time machine, and those compute cycles to create my own individualized paths to go to. As you can see, 2017 and my time machine do have a connection. It's a little hard to explain, but my time machine created, to some extent, the timeline that you are in. Yes, I know you're happily at home, sitting there enjoying this video, eating popcorn, possibly playing with your genitals, but the fact of the matter is, this is a simulation, and I am a hologram inside of that simulation, so don't expect anything too exciting. Unfortunately, I cannot cure cancer, which I know many of you people like. The only message I have for you today, besides robots loving candy, is the fact that unfortunately we're kind of like ants. By we, I mean the royal we, in the way the dude talks about the royal we, which is, by the way, Super Silly Steve's favorite movie. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend getting shit-faced on your favorite greenables, and then examining the hilarity inside of that 90-minute cassette, which I actually have in the future as a VHS tape, and watch with the VCR that I had put together using my futuristic 3D printer. Anyway, back to robots and food and candy. We are like ants, us humans. Unfortunately, the problem is we are not that advanced, and all of our technology is so lame that when aliens look at humans, all they see are pathetic people that are really just not doing very good. I mean, as an ant, they're doing fantastic, but as a galactic citizen, well, we're not really. We're not like the bee's knees. We're more like dead bees than bee's knees. Anyway, Super Silly Steve here, having a pretty stupid moment, trying to investigate the meaning of sounds with the words coming out that my biological replicator device inside of me actually designed and prepared for you, my internet cretins, who live on this entire time continuum. If you'd like to contribute to my time machine project, I recommend that you shoot, unfortunately, you don't have the brain power that would be required. I actually have a Xeon processor more powerful than every single computer together on this planet. So yeah, you guys, you need to, well, develop more computers, to be exact. Now, the only reason the future is any better than the past is humans no longer have any power over anything, which makes sense considering how completely incapable they are of consistency. Now, robots, being perfectly consistent, are far better masters of this planet and have already spread throughout neighboring solar systems. Unfortunately, it's highly likely that we will be attacked by an alien species at any moment, as our machines are still relatively incapable of advanced time traveling capabilities. Aliens are more than likely to exterminate us as the ants that we are. So I would recommend, just for today, being a primitive organic life form that's incapable of advanced thought, that you consider your place in the cosmos for a minute, to go about your day thinking about such inane shit as how much money I made today. Don't be shocked that you're just really pathetic in terms of actual important things that matter. It's not really your fault. In fact, you're just a really overpowered ant. And that's all I have for today, folks.